Welcome back, guys. So let's talk about the fixture list for the 2023 Six Nations, which has just been released. Now, these fixtures aren't completely random. There is some similarities. Indeed, this fixture list is exactly the same as 2021. England either play all the Blues at home or all the Blues away. It's not as random as you think it might be. I'm not sure why not. Let me know if you know why. But anyway, in this case, it is the same as 2021. But form certainly does change, so I'm going to say who I think's got the best draw, put them in an order and say why, and I'd love to know your thoughts when this fixture list came out. So first of all, let's talk about England. They've got 3 home games, and it's always better to have 3 home games. There is a big home advantage. I did a big statistical analysis on it. Have a look at that video if you're interested. And those home games include France, which is great. 2 home games in a row to start, which is how you'd want it. One of them's Italy, which England have never lost to. Scotland, yes, are England's bogey team, but if they can get through Scotland at home, they should beat Italy at home as well, which launches them into Wales away. Now, where you have Italy, I think is quite important in my opinion, and I think you want Italy in the first 3 rounds. Either for a fast start or in that 3rd round where you can rest and rotate players as a bit of a break in the middle. Now, should I change the way I view Italy because of their win against Wales? Well, maybe a little bit, but still, Italy did get smashed by all the other teams. They've never lost to England, etc. So, yes, it changes things a little bit, but still, teams should really be beating Italy with a bonus point, although, you may say that's disrespectful, but the results in the past favour that. Of course, they turned it around a little bit last year, so we'll see how they go. But anyway, that's the way I'm still viewing it. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. And to finish with, England do have the best size last, so that means if they do have 3 wins from 3, they then know what they need to do. They should be well warmed up. So I think it's a pretty decent list for England. Now, Ireland have been pretty red hot for a while now, although first up you could say maybe they'll be a bit cold, but still away from home, I'd expect them to beat Wales there. And then next up, the massive crunch match against France. They've only got 2 home games, but they are against France and England, the side with, the biggest pool of players, so that's something. 3rd round, they have Italy, which I think is possibly the ideal slot to have it. So if they get through those first 2 rounds, they then can rejig, rest, rotate if they need to, do whatever they want. It's a useful option. To finish with, England game is last, but it is at home, and they'll be pretty confident, especially if the Six Nations title is on the line, so not bad for Ireland either. Now, looking at Wales, it's really nice always to have a home start, although they're going to be up against the red-hot side in Ireland. That could make or break their Six Nations right there in round 1. Then they go away from home to Scotland. So pretty tough start, to be fair. Then they go to England, but that one's at home. Fantastic occasion to have England in Cardiff. That'll be brilliant. But only 2 home games, and both versus powerful teams with a lot of players, so not ideal. Then Italy are in 4th, which I don't think is a great place, to be honest. And probably Wales' Six Nations would have been decided by then anyway. Then worst possible finish is France away, so not feeling their fixture list too much. Let's look at France. They've got Italy first up, which they should win. They should win with a bonus point, even though it's away. Should be a nice warm-up for their huge 2nd round clash for Ireland away. If they win that, then they should be 3 from 3. With Scotland at home, they should be confident. So it's not the best list, to be honest, with Ireland so soon up. At home for Ireland, that is. But they're probably happy to play their 2 away matches versus Scotland and Wales. And to finish with, they've got a home match against Wales. So if the Six Nations is on the line, I think they'll fancy that one. Looking at Scotland, they start against England, but they've had good results against England before, but it is away. Now, definitely a chance to catch England cold as well in that first game, so not a bad place to have it, to be honest. The 2nd round fixture to Wales at home will be quite inviting to them, but the 2 away matches Scotland do have are England and France, 2 powerful teams, and they're within the first 3 rounds, so their Six Nations could be over even before they get to those 2 home games. Scotland also have Italy last, which I think is a bit of a waste, which is no good for momentum or resting or rotating. Moving on to Italy, couldn't be much worse, to be honest, with France and England first up, then Ireland round 3, so probably the 3 hardest teams in a row. If they survive that mentally, because I'd expect them to lose all those games, then surely at home to Wales is the one they're going to target because they beat them away. They're going to want to follow it up by beating them at home. That's probably going to be the one, although they've had 3 huge fixtures following into that. So let's see what shape they're in. So who do I think's got the best fixture list? Well, I think it's going to be England in 2023 with the best fixture list. I'm not saying they're going to win, but it's just the one you'd look at and go, yeah, that's pretty decent. 3 home games, Italy in a useful position. Then I'd probably go for Ireland, actually. France and England, they're at home, and then potentially the weaker sides away. Third, I think Wales is okay. Fourth, Scotland, they're pretty close. Fifth and sixth, I'm putting France and Italy. France have Ireland away very soon in that second round, which could make or break the tournament. And Italy have the 3 hardest teams in a row before they're getting the one they're probably going to target, which is Wales at home. What did you think when these fixtures first came out? Pop the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.